It's been a frustrating start to the season for the green and gold. Only 2 wins through 6 games for Bob Melvin and the boys at the Coliseum. With 3 straight series versus AL West opponents to start the season, the A's would love to finish the homestand strong and get a series win. They'll give themselves a good chance tonight as the big lefty Sean Manaea gets the ball in Game 3 of the series. A's, Rangers, next. Well, 2 more games left on this opening 8-game homestand for the Athletics. It's a cool night at the ballpark. Sean Manaea is going to get the ball for the Athletics. It's the A's and the Rangers coming up on NBC Sports California, powered by Xfinity. Good evening, everybody. Welcome to Oakland A's baseball here on NBC Sports California. Last year, Sean Manaea, a 12-game winner. He made 29 starts. All in all, had a pretty good season. But the A's expect him, we all expect him to take it to the next level this year. And this year's off to a good start. He pitched terrific against the Angels on Friday night here at the Coliseum. For more on that start, let's go down to another left-hander, Dallas Braden.
That's right, Kipe. 7 2/3 of outstanding baseball out of Sean Manaea. The 1 run surrendered came in the second batter of the game, the home run to Mike Trout. But after that, he had an absolute dazzling mix of fastballs, changeups, and sliders working. We talked about him getting deep into the ballgame. At one point, he retired 12 straight and eventually retiring 21 of the final 23 hitters he faced. He was very economical. 14 pitches in the first inning and not any more than 11 pitches in any one inning up until the time he was lifted in the 8th. So you talk about Manaea making strides early on and what he can be, what we expect him to be. We got a little glimpse of that against Anaheim and looking forward to some more of it tonight against the Texas Rangers. Kite?
All right, thanks, Dallas. Let's bring in my broadcast partner, Ray Fosse. Talk about the Texas Rangers, and it always seems like the Rangers have a lot of power each and every year. No different this year, but it kind of all revolves around Joey Gallo. This young man has as much power as any player in the big leagues, and you can tell why. When he swings, it is launch angle and exit velocity. He's got it all.
Liftoff, and that's him no matter what. But last year we saw Nomar Mazara take over, and of course this young man took over as well, and that is Joey Gallo. His power is all over. This one going to the opposite field at home against the Houston Astros, of course, against Kendall Graveman last night. You know, just look at the swing. He swings hard all the time. He hit 41 last year. He's going to strike out a lot. It should be interesting tonight with Sean Manaea, the lefty, how much he thinks about the opposite field. If he has the power to go that direction, we may see him try to hit the ball to the opposite field versus trying to pull it.
All right, the Rangers, pitching-wise, they will send the veteran Doug Fister to the mound. Fister beat the Astros in his first start this year. Lineups and first pitch right after this.
to you by Toyota, designed for the grind that comes through every time. See your local Toyota dealer today. Toyota, let's go places. By Southwest, yes to low fares with nothing to hide. That's transparency. By Jack in the Box, try the new Brunch Fist Country Scrambler Plate with Jimmy Dean sausage links, only at Jack in the Box. And by the Chrysler Pacifica Hybrid, America's first hybrid minivan. Test drive one today.
So here come the Athletics, led by their starting pitcher tonight, the big left-hander Sean Manaea, making start number 2 in this 2018 season. Game time weather for tonight is presented by the Santa Cruz Beach Boardwalk. The admission-free boardwalk is open for spring break. You may want to bundle up tonight because it's 56 degrees at first pitch and it's chilly. Chilly, chilly, chilly. Here's the lineup for the visiting Texas Rangers, brought to you by Southwest Airlines. Chu, Gallo, Andrus, Beltre, Mazzara, Chirinos. Profar, that's Jerkson Profar, who's getting a start at second base. Rua and Tochi, that's Carlos Tochi in center field.
And Sean Manaea, his second start of this campaign, and if he can do anything close to what he did in his second, which, in his first, which was last Friday, be a spectacular night for him. And you know, we're talking about this cold weather. Look at Sean Manaea. Some guys just cannot pitch or play with long sleeves. Here it is, 56 degrees at game time, and he's out in the no sleeves.
I tell you what, Foss, I know what that feels like.
Yep.
I was that type of guy. I couldn't do the same thing either. A lot of it has to do with flexibility,
Yep.
comfort, obviously. You know how it goes.
Well, I did it in Cleveland. They say, what are you on? I said, no, I'm just happy to be here, you know, and it could be real cold in Cleveland.
2-0 to Shin-Soo Choo.
And plus, let's not forget, when those guys are down there moving, they're staying warm.
Oh, yeah.
Whereas sitting around, you get colder, need hand warmers and heavy jackets.
Umpires tonight, Ryan Blackney is calling balls and strikes. Jim Wolf is at first, DJ Rayburn at second, and Sam Holbrook, the crew chief, is bundled up, and he's at third. Put the collar up tonight.
That's right. Well, you know, Matt Weiss takes care of those guys.
Yep.
You know, those umpires are well taken care of.
And that one hit Choo. Like it just grazed him on the elbow.
Nothing worse than a two-strike pitch that ends up hitting the batter. And definitely didn't feel it.
Defensively, the A's. Matt Joyce is in left field tonight. That's good news. Boog Powell's in center. Chad Pinder gets the start in right. Chapman, Simeon, Lowry, Olson on the infield, and Bruce Maxwell will do the catching. So leadoff man aboard, that's Choo. And up steps Joey Gallo. We talked about Gallo in the open of our show. He shows bunt. How about that? It's called a strike as he pulled the bat back. So Manaea jumps ahead. Gallo at least thought about bunting.
Yeah, surprising to see this lineup tonight. And of course, Adam Rowan puts out all the great scatter reports and the numbers, but 2 home runs against Manaea, both coming against with left-handers, one being Gallo, one Shin-Soo Choo, who just was ticked on the arm.
So a quick 0-2 to Gallo with Elvis Andrus waiting in the on-deck circle.
You know, with Gallo hitting second, granted with tremendous power, but with this kind of shift, a bunt wouldn't be that bad. I mean, leading off a game or at the beginning of a game when you have a runner at first and nobody out and you got the right-handers following.
And this is what Gallo can do when he lets it go on his swings, which he does on pretty much every time.
Well, that was lift off on a fastball once again, as was the case with Kendall Graveman against the Angels. Everything elevated, ended up being hit hard, and especially 3 home runs. The thing is, Kendall Graveman is a ground ball pitcher. At 11 last night, he usually does not give up a lot of home runs.
Right there, strike 3 called. Gallo knew it. So maybe looking for something else.
Well, it's a great job by Manaea to go back to that heater, down and away, well located. You can tell Gallo probably looking something else, looking for something with a little bit of a wrinkle in it, and he doesn't get it. Manaea does a great job of striking down and away. Good job by Maxwell to center that up.
Pitchcast brought to you by SoFi, a modern finance company. So 1 out here in the first inning.
You know, unlike the at-bat to Chu, where he just did not finish the pitch. He did it to Gallo with a fastball outside, probably the same thing he's trying to do with Chu, but left it inside and barely nicked him.
First pitch, a strike to Ranger shortstop Elvis Andrus.
See where Elvis Andrus is asking Blackney, but reason Bruce Maxwell was set up inside, had to reach a little bit to get it, but it was a strike. I mean, you know, just because the catcher reaches, he may be in one side of the plate or the other, but if it's in the strike zone, the job of the umpire is to call it a strike.
Maxwell blocks that one. So game 3 of the season, excuse me, Ray.
No,
the series.
I was going to say Jonathan Lucroy not catching tonight. What was he doing? Working with Bruce Maxwell. I mean, that's pretty special that they would work together, and you know, Jonathan Lucroy knows he's going to be the majority, majority of the games, but yet he was helping Bruce Maxwell in his positioning behind the plate, doing things.
Simeon's got it. Out at second, on to first. Double play. 6-4-3 double play, and the side is retired in the top of the first. By Southwest Airlines. Marcus Simeon in the leadoff spot, followed by Joyce, Lowry, and Davis. Davis will DH. Olson, Chapman, Pinder, Maxwell, Powell. That's your lineup.
At 6 feet 8 inches tall, the veteran Doug Pfister. Started with Seattle, has been around both American and National League, ends up with the Texas Rangers, and it's nice to have a veteran in your rotation, but at 6'8", he has done nothing to disappoint. The only thing different for him pitching in Houston, it was all temperature controlled.
Yeah, he's a rock and fire guy. He does not mess around.
I looked at this clock. It was at 43 seconds when he was throwing to second base. You know, you're right. No waste of time for him.
2-0 to Marcus. That one hit hard, but Elvis Andrus, ranging to his left, grabs it. So 1 out here in the bottom of the first. Defensively for Texas, Rua is in left. Tochi, that's Carlos Tochi, is in center. Nomar Mazar in right. Beltre, Andrus, Profar, and Gallo on the infield. Chirinos is your catcher. Jerks and Profar giving Odor the night off. Profar's got decent numbers against Sean Manaea, so that could be one of the reasons. Rogned Odor. He likes to relax. Been in the game for 16-year veteran. Now, we always joke about Rogned Odor because when he's not playing, he does look like the veteran that, got over 2,000 hits, had a good career. I'm gonna take the day off.
In reality, he's probably sitting there, why am I not playing? I'm so upset.
We're just kind of teasing Rogned Odor. Hey, tonight, any 95-mile-per-hour fastball is our fast pitch, brought to you by Xfinity, the fastest Wi-Fi at home and on the go. Doug Fister.
And the good thing about Fister, from his standpoint, and from the A's standpoint as a hitter, is don't look for too much, because he's a smart enough pitcher. He is not going to overpower the fastball. He's got tremendous movement on his pitches. Throws an assortment of pitches.
See here, they're looking to go down and away. Dougie just jerks this one, able to get the strike call up in the zone.
And now 3-2. Joyce 4 for 18 on the series. And he drives this one to right. It's hit well. Mazara going back, and it is off the base of the wall. Takes a big bounce off the wall, and Joyce has a one-out double.
And a great at bat by Matt Joyce, back in the lineup after DHing. He leaves the pitch up, but we talked about the velocity, and even at 3-2, it's not a four-seam, 95-mile-an-hour fastball. But give Matt Joyce a lot of credit, because he stayed back. He provided his own power, and perhaps that's the reason that ball didn't go out. But he just was very comfortable with the swing, not trying to do too much. I know it's said often, but you try to do too much, and you're going to make it out. This time, one-out double.
Exmo brought to you by Cache Creek Casino Resort. And here's Jed Lowry.
Yeah, if you face a pitcher enough times, you know what his MO is. You know what he can do, what he's trying to do. And in the case, I mean, following Hamels last night, who ended up striking out 11, but similar type pitches, just one lefty, one righty.
Well, Foss, you talk about familiarity. You take a look at Doug Fister, it reminds me of an old teammate of mine, a guy who's still in the game right now, Brandon McCarthy, a very similar repertoire. Sinker, cutter, curveball for show at times. Fister utilizing the curveball more than usual early on this year.
There it is.
There it was, 72 miles an hour.
Take a look at StatCast on this missile off the bat by Joyce. Sub 100 exit velo, distance 352. It found a gap, and that's all we care about.
Now Joyce in scoring position. 1-2 the count. Bounce toward Profar. And that's out number 2.
Doug Fister has an assortment, but the bottom line, you look at his fastball, he's got a 2 and a 4-seam fastball. He'll throw the cutter. We just saw the curveball and a changeup, and you know, nothing that he throws is going to be overpowering. And once again, if you look for too much, you're going to beat the ball on the ground, just like Marcus Semien did and Jed Lowry did. Matt Joyce stayed back, and this difference worked the count to 3-2. Saw a lot of pitches and able to drive the ball. Now it takes a 2-out hit to get him in.
And it's up to Chris Davis, who takes a strike right on the outside corner.
See, the thing about Fister, he's going to eliminate the middle part of the plate. 17 inches wide. He'll go 2 to 3 on outside and inside, but that middle part, if it's in there, it's going to be a mistake.
Big swing by Chris Davis, and it's 0-2. Chris Davis, 5 hits in 21 at-bats so far. He's got a homer and 4 RBIs. He's got a couple of doubles. Right on the outside corner. So Fister strikes out Davis, and the A's strand Joyce at third. stadium should be where you make it. It looks cold, doesn't it?
I was going to say
yeah,
that.
The water looks
that
cold.
just looks cold.
Like if you're on that boat right there, it's probably, you know, hey, it's fun. You're on a boat, but it's cold. Bundle up. Where are we headed? Southern California. It's supposed to be fairly nice down there.
It's supposed to be. It should be.
But then in Seattle next weekend, it's supposed to be cold. Unless we're looking. We do like to check the extended forecast for the cities we're going to.
But the nice thing about Anaheim, Los Angeles, Seattle, don't have to worry about a rainout.
Nope.
Normally. Seattle has the covered roof. Southern California, it never rains in Southern California.
No, they wrote a song about that. Little high to Beltre, Mazzara, Chirinos here in the second inning.
Might have been a little high. I'm going to need that one. I'm going to like that one.
All right. Right back to Manaya, who will trot toward first and underhand, one away. It's what the Rangers lineup tonight has done against Manaya in his career. And Elvis Andrus, that's one to watch. Profar 3 for 9. Rua is definitely one to watch, 8 for 17. Chu and Gallo, as Ray mentioned, the two left-handed hitters have home runs off Manaya. Mazzarin, not so much, 2 for 11. So something to watch for. Here is Mazzara. And the first pitch is outside to the big left-handed hitter. There's the A's shift. See Chapman playing a shallow shortstop. Simeon moving all the way over into shallow right field. So, Ray, that is what the A's are doing with Simeon.
That's right.
So it's not just a simple slide everybody over. Simeon jumping past Lowry and playing out in shallow right field.
You know, one thing we talk about the Royals, of course, when they had Hosmer, who's now with the San Diego Padres, but at one time had Moustakas and Hosmer and Gordon, 3 lefties who played every day. It's kind of the same, and I think it's good if you're a lefty, and you're going to face mostly righties than lefties anyway, but why not? There's a base hit, but you know, you get a chance to get comfortable in the batter's box, whether it's a lefty or righty. In the case of Gallo and Mazzara, these are guys that chew. I mean, these are lefties that there's no platoon for them. They just play every day.
Let's see here. Trying to go with that bender down and away, trying to expand against Mazzara. And we talked about him keeping his hands back. Oftentimes as a lefty, you find yourself out front trying to get to that curveball early, trying to get to that breaker, take it away. Finds himself out front, but a good job of keeping the hands back.
But the one thing, lefty on lefty, and Sean and I did it last year against Joey Gallo, that one home run. It was a 3-run home run in Texas.
That's Pinder in right center, and Pinder grabs it.
The thing that Manaya did, he threw him a breaking pitch slowly. He opened up, crushed it. Well, you think about Mazzara, lefty, while he did extend, if that slider is thrown hard, you might get a swing and miss. Instead, he had a chance to adjust, stayed back enough to hit the ball in center field. And that's why if you're going to face a lefty, sometimes it's better to stay away. They figure they're going to open up a little bit anyway. Stay away, everything hard, and especially the slider, don't give them a chance to make an adjustment.
Here's Profar, the switch hitter. Profar just 0 for 3 so far this season. 4 or 5 years ago, Profar was considered one of the top prospects in all of baseball, but some shoulder injuries really kind of knocked him out for a couple of years.
He was an untouchable.
He was.
Trade-wise, everybody wanted him.
And he was one of those guys, if the Rangers would have said, you know what, we're going to trade Profar, they could have probably got almost any pitcher that they wanted.
Right.
But he's healthy now. He looks quite a bit better.
And let's not forget, it's going to change for the Rangers in 2020 whenever they have their new stadium, which is going to be a retractable roof. But if you can trade for somebody, that's the only way you're going to get them.
Heads up. Oh, and Olsen hangs on. So that's two big boys, and they hit each other pretty good. And Olsen, because he's just a shade taller, hung on.
Why didn't Maxwell take it?
First pitch from Pfister is a strike.
Matt's a big boy. He just showed it.
Olsen, Chapman, and Pinder.
Let's see. That's where a catcher does a good job bringing the ball up out of the strike zone, back in it. And of course, Brian Blackley looks like he's given the low strike, but to Dallas Braden's point earlier about the high strike, maybe that's one he's not going to give.
That one drops low. So 1-2 the count to Olsen. 6 for 21 with a home run.
And there you get an idea of what Doug Pfister is looking to do, especially against left-handed hitters, looking to create intersections with that sinker and that cutter.
That one flipped down the left field line, and it is foul. Close to being a thing of beauty. This was close to being an injury.
You've got very aggressive Matt Chapman, Matt Olsen coming down, and I got it, and they both said I got it, but Bruce Maxwell, stay where you are, and you're right. The fact that Matt Olsen, just a little bit taller, reached up and got it, and fortunately with the collision, he's able to hang on, but that's dangerous because there's two big guys, but the fact that Chapman, we have seen him sprint all over the place. That's scary.
He was coming full steam. So Olsen strikes out. That's the first strikeout here in the bottom of the second inning. If you know it or not, it's my partner Ray Fosse's birthday. Stomper coming by to wish him a happy birthday.
Hi, Stomper. Are you the real Stomper tonight?
Oh, that is beautiful.
That's the best.
Hey, thank you, Stomper. Thank you. Give me 5. Yeah, you got to look through your nose to do that fun. Oh wow, look at this.
Oh my goodness.
Wow.
Oh.
You got to sing too? Wow.
Ray, it looks like red velvet.
Thank you very much. Appreciate it. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Appreciate it. Wow.
Well,
that is impressive.
I have to say also, it's our anniversary.
Yes.
You know, it's 48 years. So to my wife, Carol, you know.
Wow.
That's Stomper. Thank you.
Congratulations, Voss and Carol.
Oh, by the way, big game's going on. See what you missed? Do I have to blow all those out?
Who just got a hit? So Stomper stopping by. Unbelievable. Look at this red velvet.
In the 7th position, the right fielder, number 18, Chad.
They get a good look at this.
It is nice.
Check this out.
Man, you got all kinds of food.
Huh?
Wow.
Are you serious?
That is great.
Wow.
Thanks for giving it to us, Ray.
Man. I'm going to send a bat boy up
Yeah,
there.
Dallas,
right.
we'll see if we can take care of you. Man, that is awesome. Well deserved.
Nice.
Happy birthday to Ray Fosse.
Thank you. Well, you know, our grandsons and daughter Nikki was here with Matthew and Joseph, and they love strawberries. So I know every time I order a strawberry shortcake at Cheesecake, they eat all the strawberries before I can even
get those home for you.
Yeah, no. But they went back to Arizona, so that's.
Well,
but that's very nice. Thank you very much.
Yeah, Stomper wanted to make sure that you had a nice little celebration here at the ballpark.
Well, I bet it wasn't like the Philly Fanatic.
No, that was a once-in-a-lifetime moment for you. Anytime you can have a cheesesteak put on your head. Pinder shoots one foul.
Well, Chad Pinder, what do you expect? It's Cole Hamels. He was 6 for 6, and Cole Hamels shaking his head. So 3 homers, 3 doubles, and finally said, let's just put him on. Chad Pinder, I mean, he's strong. We know that. Just watching when the ball traveled off his bat. Well, Hamels struck out at 11 last night, but he knows that there's one guy that owns him.
How about that? 16 swinging strikes last night. That's quite a bit.
And for context, guys, the guy on the mound tonight for the Rangers, Doug Fister, netted all of 3 swing and misses in his outing last time out against Houston.
So that is a swinging strikeout from Pinder. So I guess to put that into context, Dallas, for our viewers, what's a good number of swinging strikeouts or swings and misses by a pitcher? And I'd say if you get between 15 and 20 swings and misses in a start, that's a lot.
Oh yeah, that's a lot, and what that does is that speaks to the deception. That speaks to the command within the strike zone, because now you've got guys looking in 2 different spots at one time. They might be guessing a pitch, and when you're able to get those swing and misses, for me, that's all about deception. You're moving the baseball around the zone.
And I want to say last year, Max Scherzer, one of his dominant starts, he had like 26 swings and misses.
Yeah.
So anything over 20 that's ridiculous. I mean, that's tough to get.
But his slider, I don't see how anybody even comes close to
No.
him. I mean, you talk about a swing and miss pitch.
0-1 to Maxwell. And a quick 0-2. Maxwell 1 for 4 so far on the season. This is his 2nd start. This is game number 7 for the Athletics. That one cuts just a little bit inside. I always thought Fister had a pretty good idea how to pitch.
Absolutely, and that's why he's not overpowering, and that's why I will put him in Greg Maddox's category, because Maddox won 351, the Hall of Famer. But I mean, if you just dot like that, like he did to Chris Davis the last inning through the backdoor 2-seam fastball, I mean, that's pitching. And as a catcher, it's the great type of a pitcher to catch, because you can put down any time, any finger, anytime, any location, figure he's going to hit it.
So 2-2 the count. And that one is driven left center field. That could be trouble, and it is. It's up against the wall. Chapman with that great speed rounds third, and he's going to score. Maxwell gives the A's the early 1-0 lead.
Well, we talk about Doug Fister, but when he elevates, he does not have a lot on the pitch. This pitch is up for Bruce Maxwell. Little backdoor cut fastball, and as a result, what does it do? It goes opposite field, gap. The good thing about this is speed of Chapman. The fact that there were 2 outs, and the ball came back off the wall over the head of the center fielder, Chochi. And, I mean, that's just tremendous speed. We have seen him all over the diamond, cuts the bases perfectly, and scores easily from first base on a 2-out run-scoring double. Thing of beauty.
So the A's in this series had had some trouble with getting that clutch hit, but they get one early in this game. He's in game 1, 2 for 9 with runners in scoring position. Last night, 0 for 5.
When we talked about it, guys, Doug Fister trying to create those intersections on the outside part of the plate. And what I mean is he's bringing that action back with the sinker, and then he tries to do the same thing with the cutter in the same location. Talk about tunneling pitches.
And I've always had hitters say that they would rather know the desired location of a pitch than the type of pitch, which I always thought was very interesting. Three and 0 to Powell. That one drops in first try.
Saying somebody's cheating? Tell them the location? Come on now. I mean, if you're going to go that far, just take the whole package, you know, location, pitch, everything. That's the location is more acceptable to the point of I'd rather have you tell me what the location tell the pitch, because you may not know.
Yeah, that one's hit hard. Profar stays with it, flips to first, side retired. He's going to run. Bruce Maxwell with an RBI double. See, birthday cake time, and the A's get a run. Happy birthday, Ray Buzz. Get away from me, Stomper.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's time for
Nothing. Sean Manai will face Rua, Tochi, and Chu here in the third.
If there's one gentleman that deserves a piece of this cake, it's David Renette.
Yeah.
And that hard-working man. I mean,
right here.
And I understand, and congratulations to Dave Cavill, the president, who is giving everybody Friday off, which is spectacular.
That's a good idea.
People working hard, the opening homestand and everything. So have a piece of cake. You've worked hard enough. You deserve the time off.
Yeah, guys, I got a piece down here. I'll try one bite. Everybody knows the rules.
Watch your beard. Watch your beard.
Yeah, but he can have it left over.
You know what? I want to congratulate David Renetti and his lovely wife Adrian well on brand new baby girl, Colette. Colette Renetti. I've met her. She's a lovely young lady, and David's life will never be the same. Good. All right. Hello, Colette. And Adrian.
And they're watching their daddy and husband eating cake.
That's right.
And he says, I work hard. You deserve it. Take some time. Vice President of Stadium Operations, David Renetti.
He's a busy man.
He's been here how long now? How many? 38 years.
38.
I remember when he was a teenager. Wow.
Good pitch. Looked like a strike.
Nothing wrong with it.
Now there's a difference between pitches being borderline and pitches just being outright missed, and this pitch is just outright missed.
Unbelievable.
That one hit very high, shallow left center. No, Joyce grabs it, so Rua is retired.
When, as we say on the playground, boys, ball don't lie. The ball don't lie.
And you know what's the problem with that? If he gets the strikeout, which he deserved, he would have continued his streak of 8 consecutive batters with 4 pitches or less and getting action and pitching well. But that missed call took it to 2-2 and had to throw 5 pitches.
So here is Carlos Tocci. Tocci fouls the first pitch back. Tocci getting a start in center field. Tocci is a Rule 5. So he did enough in spring training for the Rangers to keep him. Grounds that one right toward second base. Tocci is retired. 2 outs here in the top of the third.
That creates a nice platoon with center field with Robinson until DeShields comes back, and then maybe that will change everything. Maybe a decision time for the Rangers as far as who is going to be kept. But you're right about the Rule 5, as we have talked about in this series, that Rule 5 player has to stay with the club for 5 months or be offered back to the club the Rangers acquired him from. They can take him, trade him, they can do whatever.
Shows bunt, does Chu, and it's a strike. Chu was hit by a pitch leading off the game. He ended up being erased down a double play. Chapman dives, he's got it. Throws across, what a play by Matt Chapman. And that's how the third inning ends. Chapman playing in a little bit, took care of it, side retired.
Ho hum.
Bottom of the third with the A's leading 1-0. He's won game 1 of this series on Monday 3-1. The Rangers won last night 4-1. So has not been a lot of offense in this series. A's offense off to a little bit of a slow start so far this year, but it is early, and that one misplayed by Mazzara. Simeon hustling for second, and he's going to try for third. Here comes the throw, and he is out.
What if the lights got him?
Good call. I think you may be right. Mazzara just really
because he's there, and then got it back in though, and very strong throw from Profar to Adrian Beltre, and out easily at third base. Marcus Semien knew it. Tried to avoid the tag, could not do it.
Well, it was a bad play at the beginning, but a pretty good play at the end. That was a well-executed relay by the Texas Rangers. Profar got a good throw, got it in the air, which is important. Then his throw was very good to Beltre. So 1-1 the count to Joyce. So it goes as a double, 9-4-5 on the putout. So you may think, well, how the heck do you lose it in the lights? The lights are way up there, but there's always a certain ball that's hit. It's just the height. You're not going to lose a high fly ball in the lights, but it's that maybe kind of a little bit of a high line drive, and it just happens to be right in that spot. You see it in other ballparks too.
Well, I remember the old Memorial Stadium in Baltimore, the great Hall of Famer Brooks Robinson. If there was a high chop, he'd lose it too. So nobody's immune to the lights, and ball gets at them, and you're blind. You can't do anything. You just try to hide and hope you don't get hit.
3-2 the count to Joyce with Lowry to follow. Joyce doubled in the first. So the A's with 4 hits, 3 doubles. Pfister kicks a deal, strike 3 called on the inside corner.
Well, guys, we're going to go back and take a look at that Matt Chapman play to end the inning. We are getting spoiled out here very early. Things are heating up quite nicely at the hot corner. Although Chapman finds himself slightly out of position over there in the shortstop home. But to the backhand side, the footwork, the instincts, gets up. We know about the arm. And as you said, Foss, ho-hum, no big deal.
Yeah, I mean, it's just becoming, the shock is going to be when he misses it. And I say when because it's not if. It's you get that many plays over at the hot corner, you're eventually going to have a mistake. But who knows? He's one of the best we've seen so far.
I thought that replay showed, too, he's got such a quick first step.
First step, yes. and exactly, and how quickly he's able to pop up. That to me, it always amazes me to see infielders who will stretch out, catch a ball, and then next thing you know, they're popping up and throwing the ball.
And what that is it's awareness. It's knowing your runner. It's understanding if you have time or if you don't have time, but ultimately having a feel for the game and the situation. Baseball IQ.
So a 4-pitch walk to Lowry.
One thing that might hurt Matt Chapman in his great career is going to be that he is too good and gets to too many balls to the point that he may get to a ball, dive, get up and throw quickly and make a bad throw to first. He'll catch it, but it might be penalized because of his range and his quickness to be able to get to a ball and throw it as quickly as he does.
You know what? We used to see that a lot with Josh Donaldson.
Exactly.
Donaldson was a good defensive third baseman, very aggressive, and he would get to a lot of balls, but maybe have to hurry the throw a little bit and airmail him.
And really, it's hard to penalize. You're penalizing both the defender and the hitter, who, without a great play, should be a base hit in the left field. You saw Adrian Beltre in a split screen. Well, Beltre raves about Matt Chapman. Seeing him for just a little bit of time, and perennial Gold Glover, future Hall of Famer, 3,000 plus hits. He's doing it all, and he has fun playing the game. At least he gets that impression, and that's the way you'd like to see players who have had the success that he has. Look at that little play right there. Throw to first base. What does he do? He goes over to backup, just in case.
Probably done that 1,000
Exactly.
times.
Just in case, though. You see guys don't do it, though, but ball happens to get by.
That one driven toward the gap. Rua is able to cut it off. Lowry's going to go to third. He'll stop there. Long signal for Chris Davis. So first and third, 2 outs for Matt Olson.
Let's see if the A's can come through with another 2-out hit.
That's right. He gets that mixer up, out over the heart of the plate, trying to bring that sinker back in, trying to crowd KD. KD does a good job of staying inside. And this is an even better job by Jed Lowry. Gets a great read on it, understands I can go first to third. Cadillac in, make sure KD's following me up as the trailer at second. Not there. We still got business to handle.
So see if Olsen can come through. The A's got a 2-out RBI double from Maxwell in the second. Good for another 2-out RBI hit. Olsen struck out in the second inning. A little bit outside, so Torino's trying to pull it back. Outfield shifted just a little bit toward left center. At least Tochi, the center fielder, is. Not a lot. Playing pretty deep. Strike on the inside corner.
Well, 24 home runs for the big man last year, and this one at Fenway Park. Fister was pitching, and that's one of the teams for him. Unbelievable season for Matt Olsen.
In the dirt. Yeah, the runner goes. Davis throw to second base. He is not in time.
It was like a delayed steal, okay? But I think ball in the dirt. Torino's a little fooled with the big left-handed hitter at the plate. Couldn't see. And KD maybe just a little bit of a stutter step. See if he goes out. Now he just took off with the ball in the dirt and maybe try to draw throw. He did, but nothing Jed Lowry could do. Kind of the secondary lead for Chris Davis, and good hustle to get him in scoring position.
So it's a wild pitch. Yeah. 2-2 to Olsen. Profar slides to his right, flips to first side, retired. So the A's get a single, double, and a walk, but do not score. 1-0 Athletics after 3.
Area at the Coliseum for fans in right field near the flagpost, part of a new partnership with Acta Non Verba, a youth urban farm project. Is bringing our Rooted in Oakland campaign to life with picnic tables, benches, and working farm. This is a great place for fans to enjoy an afternoon at the ballpark. Learn more at athletics.com/farm today. Say first time partner has an off day, he's going to be out on the farm.
I don't see a tractor with a cab on it up there, though.
With a cab, yeah. And you got some some
cold in
music, huh?
Yeah. Yep. Oh yeah.
Yeah. Really sophisticated. I remember this, the old tractor, you know.
So listen to the Brewers. Bob Uecker.
That's a long time ago, and he's still going strong.
Bob Uecker and Merle Harmon.
That's right.
0-2 pitch to Gallo, just a bit outside.
Ueck.
That looked like could have been a strike. So 1-2 to Gallo, Andrus to foul, and then Beltre. Strike 3 call, catches the inside corner. So Gallo strikes out looking for the second time.
See, he was looking outside. That pitch stayed inside. Maybe, well, if you think back to last year, and you might see something similar to this, it was hit a 3-run home run, but inside part of the plate given to him. And maybe a little bit of a makeup with Mr. Backney, who missed one with Ryan Rua last inning.
That's what I'm thinking.
Not that they do that, but hey.
Gallo says, okay.
Why me?
Why me? I mean, did you just decide that I was going to be the guy that was going to be part of the makeup call?
I figured out what happened with Mr. Blackney today with that call. He's so accustomed to seeing so many pitches on the corner. He saw one right down Broadway, right down the middle of the plate. Didn't know what to do, called it a ball.
That one is driven into center, a base hit for Elvis Andrus. I'm mad.
That is a great feeling as a pitcher to sit there and watch that, because that is some discombobulation going on right now. What do I got nothing.
That's all right.
Yep, I know. I know. I know.
Oh, man.
So Beltre is the hitter. Beltre bounced back to Manaya. Was in the second inning. I think a little late on that 90-mile-an-hour fastball. Manaya 40 pitches, so the pitch count's pretty good. See, it's real good. Hits that one hard to Lowry. Spins towards Simeon, and that's a double play. So the A's turn their second double play in the ballgame. Bottom of the fourth coming up. 1-0 Athletics. The Rangers, it's the bottom of the fourth inning. Doug Fister back to work as he faces Matt Chapman, just misses outside. Chapman singled and scored in the second. Doug Fister was a free agent, and he signed a one-year, $4 million contract with the Rangers. Club option for next year.
I'll still say team that needs pitching. Pfister, being a free agent, has been around a long time. Not a bad guy to sign. A couple of games under 500 for his career. Grew up down at Merced. Saw Seattle. We saw him here when they had the big fist down in the right field corner. Remember that?
Oh, yeah. His best season was 2014 with the Washington Nationals. He was 16-6 with a 2.41 ERA. Likes pitching here. And Chapman got a pitch up, and he rolls it into right field for a base hit.
Fans, MLB At Bat is your #1 Oakland Athletics app. Customize your experience to catch every moment this season. Get A's home screen icons and features such as MLB.TV, Game of the Day, pitch tracking, in-game highlights, live radio broadcast, stats, news, and more. Download MLB At Bat today. It's a great at bat by Matt Chapman, taking the pitch, going to the opposite field. They were playing him to pull. And maybe, just maybe, they'll straighten up a little bit and he'll have more gaps to shoot to.
A's now with 6 hits in the game. Rangers with 2. A quick strike to Pinder.
And that right there is something to pay attention to as we start to come through that lineup another time here and get towards the top. Look for that curveball to start creeping out first pitch. Look for Pfister to start stealing strikes, or trying to anyway, with that off-speed pitch.
And that hit Pinder. So running up and in. Looks like Pinder's okay.
We talked about the need to crowd these guys on both sides, for Manaea and for Pfister, obviously. And you see here, we talk about working underneath the baseball, trying to go inside. That's what happens to a sinker baller when he starts to get underneath it. Things get away, they start to sail. High and inside on Pinder. It's all right, Pinder, we got ice.
He's also wearing that extension over his face on his mask, which you're seeing more and more players doing, and why not? All the protection you can get. See the extension. Remember Terry Steinbach, one of the first I ever saw wear that. He got hit in the face and never affected him.
Pickoff, and wow, nice play by Andrus, keeping that ball from going into center field.
Well, you know, you'd think that Chapman was getting a huge lead. He's really not, especially going back quickly after the pitch crosses a plate, and that's the key. If there's no action, you go back. And Chirinos, who likes to throw, but a dangerous throw unless that gets off a little bit farther and maybe doesn't have the quickness that Chapman has.
And now it's 3-0. Boot Powell will be next. See Chapman at second, Pinder at first. And that one not close, and the bases are loaded with nobody out. A single, a hit batter, and a walk.
Doug Brocail's running the pitcher's mound like he knows he's going to have a new stadium in 2 years that's going to be roof and doesn't have to worry about the heat.
Nope.
Because pitching coaches for the Rangers usually lose about 20 pounds just heading to the mound. Of course, now maybe the mound visits are going to help those guys. Or a limited mound visits. Well, great opportunity for the Athletics, and these are the times you have to take advantage of these opportunities and make something happen with the bases loaded, nobody out situation. You think of Sean Manaea, I get him at 41. I don't know what the actual count is. Just Chavez is going to get loose, but the difference for Manaea to the 72 for Doug Pfister, pitching in the bottom of the 4th inning.
And the first pitch in for a strike to Powell. So the A's have a chance to get a bunch. Bases loaded and nobody out.
And Sean Manaea looking for some more offensive support, something that didn't happen last Friday, especially after the Angels added next one later.
Hit hard, Gallo juggles, throws home, and Chirinos, he tried to put the tag, the ball pops out, Chapman safe. So it's a force play, but the throw pulled Chirinos off home plate, so he just said, well, I'll tag him, but the ball popped out of his glove.
Well, this is like a first baseman trying to reach back, and when he did, at that point, I think he may have wrenched his shoulder a little bit. There go. Wow, an E2, an assist to the first baseman. Wow. If Gallo throws the ball to the plate, see, he got under it down. As there's you're talking about getting underneath the ball.
Yep.
Left it to the point that Chirinos had to try to make the catch, couldn't go back and tag the plate for the force out, and ends up getting an error. The catcher does an assist to the first baseman on a bad throw.
And it looked like they're probably taking a look at his wrist. If we take a look at that replay again, the way the glove just sort of jabs into the abdomen of Chapman. We take a look here. Pay attention closely to the glove of Chirinos. Right there, that awkward angle as soon as Chapman's a big boy, a lot of momentum coming into home plate. Slides nowhere for this glove to go. No give here. Right there. Right there, that bend back.
And the ball just trickled away, and the A's get a run. So 2-0. But that's a huge play.
It's huge. It's at least a force, and maybe, because Will Powell runs well, that probably would have been tough to double him up. But bottom line, A's catch a break because it should have at least been a force out.
So here's Marcus Semien. Gallo in on the grass. Beltre even with the bag, and the first pitch is inside. The middle infielders for the Rangers are playing at double play depth. Pinder, Maxwell, Powell are your runners. That's a strike. 1-1 the count. Blocked, but rolls up the third base line.
Look, God, how many times do we see first basemen have that type of a throw? I mean, it's an easy throw, but guys are so huge, so big, that flexibility that they should have in their upper body for throws is not there.
And once he juggled it too, then I think he felt like he had a rush a little bit.
He got under, pushed the ball, and as a result, it took off up and in to, like it would be to a right-hander, only up and in to the runner, Chapman, coming down the line.
Semien bounce one. Center field. Tocci back, and Tocci near the wall, and he's got it. Both runners tag up. In fact, all three runners are tagging up. So it'll be a sacrifice fly as Pinder comes home. 3-0 A's.
Semien got a good charge into one earlier in the game, and he gets another pitch out over the heart of the plate that he's able to do some damage on. We got the marine layer in full effect tonight, boys, and I think that's what was responsible for this here. But a great heads-up job by everybody on the bases to move up one, net one more for the Oakland A's.
Dallas is correct about the marine layer. And Jonathan Lucroy was talking about a ball he hit last night. He said, I figure he got one off the wall, can of corn. But it does have a big effect. We'll see tomorrow. It's supposed to be a little bit cooler, but day games usually here are much more inviting for hitters, especially those who are able to get some elevation, drive the ball into the air.
0-2 to Matt Joyce. Maxwell now at third, Powell at second. Field is in. And Joyce swings and misses on a foul tip.
He was upset about the previous strike. That ball came back that Blackney thought was a strike. And if Matt Joyce was in left field and saw the pitch to Rual and saw how it was down the middle, then probably none of the hitters can believe that pitches that start inside and run back what at least the umpire thinks is a strike on the corner. And Joyce is not happy. No hitter is ever happy to leave a run at third in less than 2 outs.
So here's Lowry. 2 runs in so far for the A's. Lowry rips one foul well out in front.
Well, 2013 is with the Detroit Tigers at Comerica Park. A cutter coming in and a home run to right field in the American League Division Series. So Josh Reddick coming back, and what looked like was going to be a great series, but once again, Game 5 bit the A's.
A little bit outside. Lowry, a ground out in the first, a walk in the third. 5 hits and 26 at-bats for Lowry. Swing and a miss. Looks like a cutter.
Yeah, that's the one he wanted to throw when he's pitching for the Tigers.
And it's that cutter, and it's right underneath the hands. It's a location I'm a fan of attacking. Obviously not here in this situation, but it's a great job of locating right underneath the hands, cutting them in, chasing these hitters in underneath the hands, looking probably to expand away here.
Good cutters like that, they can be, from a right-handed pitcher, they can be tougher on a left-handed hitter than a right-handed hitter.
Mariano Rivera, he just ate up left-handers with that cutter inside. And gentleman Jim told me going to the Hall of Fame this year, I still think when he was inducted to the Cleveland Hall of Fame, he said there was one catcher who would watch his feet because he would try to cheat and go farther away to have the cutter be kind of more down the middle of the plate. But he said, Posada.
And that's a huge hit. It's going to drive home a pair for Lowry. 5-0, the A's lead.
Well, that's got to be all. Another elevated pitch, and Jet Lowry once again with ball just leaked away, left up a little bit. Pfister tried to reach it, could not, but Jet Lowry, as he did a couple of nights ago with a double off the right center field wall against Diekman, the left-hander, does it again, this time against Pfister, and that is a huge, huge hit to get the A's 5 runs already. 5, Kipe.
I know. It's your birthday. When it's time for change, think Speedy Oil Change and Auto Service, your trusted oil change tune-up and smog experts.
Authority of the Oakland Athletics. It may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form, and the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the Athletics Investment Group, LLC.
So Doug Pfister gone 3 2/3 innings. And the A's have scored 4 times here in the 4th. 85 pitches tonight for Doug Pfister. So Jesse Chavez comes in to face Chris Davis, the former Athletic. Chavez actually signed late with the Rangers. He signed a 1-year contract, ran the 23rd of February, so spring training was well underway at that point.
As Jesse can start or relieve, but if you're signing late, becoming a reliever, it's not that big of a deal. Don't have to throw as many pitches.
Jesse Chavez, 34 years old, and this is his 8th year in the big leagues. With the A's from 2012 to 2015, 4 seasons.
And a great story about how he influenced Kendall Graveman when Graveman was here, was sent down, how Jesse took him aside and helped him, talked to him, and brought him along to the point now that Graveman pretty much a mainstay here.
So a big inning for the Athletics. They score 4 times. They do it on a couple of hits. There was a costly error and a sacrifice fly. So the Athletics lead 5-0 after 4. Nothing, the A's lead. It's the 5th inning. There's good action in the treehouse tonight. So far, so good for the A's down on the field as Sean Manaea faces Mazara, Chirinos, and Profar.
Long inning for Sean Manaea, a very worthwhile inning. And there's a shift for Mazara, but for Sean Manaea, long time on the bench and call a strike sometime, but be nice to have a very efficient inning, which he has had in the first 4.
Two and 0 to Mazara, who had a base hit in the 2nd inning. I think he was taken all the way, and that one poured in their first strike from Manaea.
And that's just fine by Manaea. You hate to start 2-0, especially after a big momentum inning like that, so it's good to get himself back in the count, see if he can force some contact, get him out of there 3 or less, maybe 4.
Strike outside, corner 2-2. That one got in on Mazara.
Yeah, Chirinos in the on-deck circle, and that was Braden's point about the left wrist when he tried to reach out. And maybe Jeff Bannister a little concerned about his wrist if he's going to be able to swing the bat. But he is in the on-deck circle.
Juan Centeno. So the count remains 2-2.
And I like what they're doing here, trying to continue to crowd Mazara. He obviously flipped that breaking ball with 2 strikes out into center field last time around. So it's a great idea to continue to try to crowd Mazara. Don't let him extend, own that inside part of the plate, establish it for the next time through.
Two delivery, and it's outside, and that was actually.
No, it is 2-2.
Right.
Yeah.
So Mazara was looking for a walk.
Punch him out now.
He's not quite there yet. So it is a full count.
Seeing Kangaroo Court.
Or they just might embarrass him in stretch time.
Chapman charges, scoops it. The throw is not quite in time. Matt Chapman, that was a heck of a play as he came charging in, and then he had a little short hop that he had to deal with.
Yeah, heck of an effort. Obviously, we know where he's playing with the lefty. Got the shift on deep in the 6-hole out there, making a heck of an effort. Charging, catches on the short hop, throw on the run. Just ran out of time. Mazzaro getting down the line from the left side, able to beat the throw. Good pickup there by Ole, too, on the back end. You see there, watching it all the way in. Got the scoop, the strong throw. Oh,
got
just
the mound, too.
He's got a hall pass.
So third hit for the Rangers, and here is Chirinos.
You know, if you head to first base on a 2-2 pitch, you better get a base hit. You know, otherwise you're gonna hear the wrath of your teammates in the first place. But you know, he does run well for a big man from the left side, and especially hitting the ball off the plate.
Chirinos takes outside. Now it's 2-0. Chirinos hit a fly ball to right field in the second inning. He's 2 for 9 in the series. Missed again.
He's got to start pitching inside of the right-handers to finish. He's starting to guide the ball a little bit too much to the outside and flirting with danger after a big 4-run inning.
I'm not saying these are the innings, these are the moments that strike one is so important, especially after that momentum inning, as you said, Foss. You got to get back in the zone, force the action on these guys.
And that one called strike.
We'll take it. Absolutely. Haven't gotten a few of them tonight. Doesn't have to be, but we like it.
Three-one pitch. That one misses just a little bit high. So a little something going for the Rangers here in the top of the fifth. You don't want to let them sneak back into the game.
That's why after you have a big inning offensively, something the A's have not had in the previous 6 games, you want to try to take care of business. And, you know, Chapman went in to talk to him, and I'd say when you're struggling, this is when you throw out. You don't want the mound visit rule, because you're kind of wondering, I want to go out and talk to him. Can I raise your hand? Can I go to the mound? You know, it should be automatic, you know.
Well, they haven't changed the mound visit number for the A's on the scoreboard yet.
Huh.
So if there's not a delay in the game, is that what we're?
That if he went to the mound and got on the dirt and talked to him, that's a mound visit, according to what we were told in the conference call.
Correct.
Well, this is the official rule. Of course, the 6, we know that. You get an extra one.
Manager leaving position to confer with pitcher. That's what he did.
Player leaving position.
Yeah.
I mean, every one of those.
And it was not a very long visit, but
he went there.
A visit nonetheless.
That's right. And, you know, whether to clean his cleats or get the rosin bag for him, for Matt Chapman.
See, and if there's any gray area for an umpire to say, well, the visit, it did not at all slow the game down, well, then you got a gray area.
Absolutely. Anybody can do it.
That's what you don't want.
Because I tell you right now, if Bannister makes his way out in the 9th inning, or a player makes his way out in the 9th inning with no mound visits, and Bob Melvin will be out there to have a conversation about that.
And you know what? I don't know if, I'd be curious if the Rangers dugout notices that. I don't know. We'll see. Long run for Pinder, and Pinder makes a terrific catch. Mazzara tags. He's going to go to third, but that was a sensational play by Pinder.
Well, remember last night he played left field, and then tonight right field. And with a right-handed batter, this ball is going towards the foul line. Yet Pinder, great running over his shoulder, and Mazzara almost got caught. He, at that point, with nobody out, should have been going back to tag anyway, because they're down 5. You don't want to take a chance. You have to at least get to third base, but Pender makes a tremendous play. And he got the ball back in. Jed Lowry made sure the double play stays in order. But Chad Pender, that's spectacular. I mean, to be able to go from left to right, different the way the ball comes off the bat, to handle it as well as he just did, that's pretty nice.
And I tell you, Brody Brazil and I today had the opportunity to sit down with Chad before the game, and I asked him a question about being this super utility, a hybrid Swiss Army knife type of guy, and he understands.
See if the A's can turn two. Out at second, on to first, not in time, and the Rangers are going to get a run as Mazara crosses home plate. Rua runs very well, so he's going to pick up an RBI on the fielder's choice.
Well, they're checking to see if Jed Lowry kept his feet on the bag. Not allowed to have the neighborhood anymore. That play, maybe a different angle. Definitely safe at first, and the A's were hoping to be able to turn a double play, but sometimes the ball's not hit sharply enough to be able to do it.
So Rua gets his first RBI of the year, so it's 5-1. 2 outs. And that's a strike to Carlos Tocci.
And guys, just to clean up the thought on Chad Pender, he talked about being serviceable in many different areas, many different positions, understanding that if he's able to swing the bat, he will find his way into the lineup, and what he means to Bob Melvin and to the roster of the Oakland A's by being able to be serviceable in more than one spot. I'm going to take a look at StatCast here. Get some numbers on the Pender catch. Distance covered, maybe top speed, what he's running out there. We got 88 feet, catch probability of 69%. And Foss, to your point, for a guy who was in left field last night and right field tonight, heck of a job.
I just didn't like that crooked line going to the ball. You know, I mean, come on, guys. If you're going to do it, give him a straight line. Make him look good. Don't be taking that circuitous route, you know.
So even though it wasn't a great route, we got to cover for the guy a little bit.
Yeah.
Hey,
well, I mean,
right.
did you see that crooked line? Did you see that line? It's like
we've covered a few times.
It's a yellow brick road, you know, and it was orange.
Magellan found land, didn't he?
Yes, he did. So the count remains 1-2 to Tocci, Carlos Tocci.
You know, there's Carlos Tosca.
Yep.
Managed, and now Carlos Tocci.
Tocci. We're told that Tocci is, his defense is significantly ahead of his offense. Supposedly a terrific center fielder. Fouls that one back again.
Well, maybe our guys can go back to the pitch count per inning, because you're going to see a big number in this inning. And unfortunately, that's what's happened to him, because he's been very efficient. Back-to-back 9-pitch innings, third and fourth, but this fifth inning, he's at least not, he's throwing more pitches definitely, but making not the type of pitches he was making in the first 4.
So another 1-2. And that almost hit him. Maxwell able to knock it down. Pretty nice play by Maxwell.
And again, you work at it. You have to work at it if you're not catching every day. Marcus Jensen works with the catchers. Watch the movement to the left. You anticipate that the slider, if it's thrown correctly, which it was hard trying to get the swing and miss from Tocci down and in. Jensen now down in the bullpen. Changes in the coaching staff a little bit. Mike Aldretti is the assistant hitting coach to Darren Bush. Now Pete Rickey is now at first.
Third strikeout for Sean Manaea. A run for the Rangers. Bottom of the 5th coming up. The A's lead Texas 5-1.
Brought to you by Kelly Moore Paints. Go where the pros go. Kelly Moore, the painter's paint store.
Matt Olson goes after the first pitch. It's a high, towering drive toward the wall in left field, but Rua has just enough room, and he makes the catch.
If you look last inning for Doug Fister and the A's taking advantage of Matt Chapman, a 2-2 pitch to right field on base hit to start it, a hit batter, a walk, and E2. So 4 batters at the bottom of the batting order. And always to your point that when the bottom part of the batting order does something, good things can happen. In this case for the Athletics, and especially with Jed Lowry, his 2-run single with 2 outs in that inning. Jesse Chavez's job is one that he's very accustomed to, and that is to come in and give some innings, throw some quality pitches, and shut down the offense. And that's why Sean Manaea's job is just as important to continue doing what he did in the first 4 anyway.
That's right. This is that opportunity. You just hope that maybe your team sneaks back into it.
That's right. And Jesse Chavez, he
did it a lot for the A's.
Yes, he did. He's done it for a lot of people.
Mazara gets back. So 2 away. Well, Jesse Chavez spent the most time in his career with the Athletics. He has bounced around quite a bit, but I think he kind of found himself with the Athletics. Right. Found a niche.
In that 2012 season, he came over from Toronto, and it's almost like when he came over, it's like, oh, he's just a throw-in. He's just going to be a mop-up. All of a sudden, a very important member of the A's bullpen, and got a chance to start. Did a tremendous job, and give him a lot of credit for everything that he has done to have a very long and good career.
And you know what, Ray, with the way that baseball people are putting together their bullpens now, most teams like to have a long reliever.
That's right.
Jesse Chavez may be able to pitch for a while. He's got a rubber arm. I mean, I think he's always seems to be healthy. He may have to wait a little while to get a contract every year like he did this year, but he's valuable.
We saw Doug Fister and his record, 2 games under 500 entering play tonight. He gets a 1-year contract with some pretty good money.
Right on the outside corner. Pretty good inning for Jesse Chavez. 3 up, 3 down with a strikeout. Through 5. 5-1 A's.
Is the ballpark as they continue April the 20th. The Red Sox come to the Coliseum for the beginning of a 3-game series. First 20,000 fans get Matt Chapman replica Kelly green jersey. 3 games against the Red Sox. That starts on that Friday, April the 20th. Grab your phone, pop in athletics.com grab your tickets because it's a special time. It's a great jersey. Very nice, showing the highlights of Sean Manaea pitching last Friday when A's players wore that jersey, which is the first Friday of what would be 13. There are 13 weekends. And every Friday night, they'll wear the Steve Vucinich, longtime clubhouse manager, equipment manager, trying to get the right color for the helmets.
Huh. How's he doing?
Hey, you know, if it's Vuz, he'll get it done.
Yes, he will.
It's just a matter of time.
Now batting.
One away here in the top of the 6th inning. Joey Gallo steps up. Gallo has been caught looking twice.
Well, if he strikes out this time, I don't know. The way he's bobbing his head back and forth, he maybe punched himself. Who knows?
Swing and a miss. Actually got a piece of it. 1-1 the count. How's the shift doing? There it is. Marcus Semien in shallow right. Lowry near second base. Chapman shifted well over, playing the shortstop spot. Outfield pretty straight away. Remember, it was the Astros who, in their opening series against the Rangers, used the shift on Gallo with 4 outfielders. Their numbers say he never hits the ball on the ground to the left side, and he has not done it in this series. He did think about bunting one time. Boog Powell trots in. It'll come down at some point. So that's out number 2.
Well, so far, a good recovery for Sean Manaea after last inning. He gave up the run through a lot of pitches, got him at 24 in that 5th inning. The 1 walk, which has been unusual for him, and the good thing about him pitching deep in the game, not throwing a lot of pitches, as was the case on Friday night. Trying to do the same tonight.
Andrus steps up, hit it to a double play in the 1st, singled in the 4th. Manaea pumps a strike in there. Manaea at 73 pitches. So he's had the pitch count pretty much under control the whole game.
Last inning really hurt him. He was pitching as if it was going to be a complete game.
Chapman reaches out, grabs it, spins around, throws a strike, side retired. Nice play by Matt Chapman, and Sean Manaea is rolling along. 5-1 A's as we go to the bottom of the 6th. Five to 1 A's lead. Jesse Chavez had a very good 5th inning. He's retired the 4 hitters that he has faced. This inning, we'll see Maxwell, Powell, and Simeon. Astros won again today. They beat the Baltimore Orioles 3-2. The Astros are 6-1. The only game the Astros have lost this year was to Doug Fister. Dallas Keuchel started that game for Houston. He got a no decision. Astros got a run in the 7th that broke the tie. So Houston off to a very good start.
Not surprising.
Swing and a miss, and it's 2-2. The A's will see the Astros for the first time in Houston on April 27th, 28th, and 29th. And then the Astros will be here at the Coliseum May 7, 8, and 9. 3-2 the count. Maxwell hits it high and foul.
Now, Jesse, look at the velocity, 92, 93 with the fastball. Of course, turns the ball over nicely with a changeup. Throw the cutter, the curveball, slider's got all the pitches. Just have to give him a lot of credit for everything that he has overcome to become a very good, different type of a pitcher.
What happened here?
Oh.
Yeah, see, I think if you're an adult and you kind of beat a child to a foul ball, there should be no celebration.
I agree.
No fist bump. Dallas, are you with me on that?
I'm in. I'm all in, kind of.
I'm with you. Good. I'm glad. Tomorrow at 7 p.m. the playoff Pound Sharks face off against the Colorado Avalanche. Complete pre- and post-game coverage available to stream live on the NBC Sports app. Don't miss anything about the Sharks. Follow us on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and NBCSportsCalifornia.com.
Does that mean Brody's going to start growing a beard?
That's right. The hockey beard. There's a Sharks fan. Not sure what he's doing, but charging his profile. He flips to first. Powell's retired.
That's 6 in a row for Jesse.
Not surprised.
Just putting out the fire. And if you go on his track record, it shouldn't take that long to get a job. If you,
That's true.
You know, if you have the success that Jesse has had, and I think to your point, well taken about, you want somebody to come in and put out the fire, come in early in the game and give you innings, and that's what Shmiro Petit can do for the Athletics. We've seen him do that. But I don't think, I mean, just 24 pitches for Jesse, and I don't think there's any limit on what he can do. He's been a starter. Probably a while with the A's. He should have remained in the rotation, ended up going to the bullpen. Sometimes guys are so valuable that you don't want to put him in just one spot in the bullpen. He can do long setup, close. I mean, he can do it all. Get to your point, that's the type of guy you like to have in a bullpen.
Yep.
Accomplish so many different things.
1-2 pitch off the plate. So 2-2 the count. Plus, listen, he's got an idea what he wants to do.
Yeah.
He does not mess around. And he gets a strikeout. So all 7 batters that Jesse Chavez has faced, he has retired. And we're on to the 7th.
service with solutions.
Hot dog man's out. That's nice. That's a good thing the A's do. Did it last year as well. A roving hot dog vendor.
He doesn't need a jacket. He's got the steam.
Well, he's got the
Staying
dance
warm.
going too. Got the Elaine going is what he's got.
The what?
You got to be a Seinfeld fan. It's a special kind of dance.
We'll just say she's not the most fleet of foot.
Yeah.
It's pretty understandable. Yeah,
It's a bad dance move is what it is. Wow, you look good.
You're a hot dog guy, I know.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah.
I always enjoy watching Jack come out here and devour all the hot dogs. It'd been tough on him on the weekend though. With Otani in town.
Yeah, they did not last long up here in the broadcast booth. They usually last throughout the game, but they get the hot dogs here in the press box get put out in the top of the third. And with all the extra media this weekend, 2 outs in the top of the third, and the hot dogs were gone. They ate 100 of them in the span of 6 minutes.
Well, that's pretty good for
it was impressive.
For 240 people, that's pretty good.
It was very impressive.
And they're all lined up down in the press room. Wow. And it's 2 hours before the game when it opened.
And this guy's got good action going.
Now batting, number 30, Nomar Mazara.
You know, too, when he opens up that hot dog door, lots of steam comes out.
Yeah.
That's a good sign.
That's right. Means it's hot, means he's cool.
Yeah, I like it. So 1 out here in the 7th inning. Sean Manaea, as we're having way too much fun up here, Manaea's just rolling along. He's retired. I got 7 in a row.
Well, he's back in the zone early in the count. First pitch, he's getting ahead of guys again, putting the onus on them. And that's what you like to see, especially with a lead. You got some cushion here. Go and attack that zone. We talk about it a lot, making the Coliseum your friend, turning it into that 10th defender behind you.
Chapman will grab that one on a broken bat, 2 away. So Manaea is just rolling
Brand new
on.
party deck with indoor and outdoor bar, games, and food in left field. It's the party deck. Attend every A's regular season game for $29.99 per month for 6 months, or an annual fee of $149.99. Includes general admission seating in the outfield sections. Anyone can visit the Treehouse, but if you buy the Treehouse Pass, the pass will only allow you access to this space in left field, and not a bad space to be restricted to if you come just for the Treehouse. Should be hopping tomorrow, the series finale, the homestand finale, a day game. Stand around, talk to friends.
Good pitch, called the ball. Manaea looked away. He's probably thinking that that was a strike. So now 2-1. Chirinos says hit a fly ball to right, and he has walked. Chirinos jammed his wrist a little bit on a play at the plate in the 4th inning, but he has been able to stay in the game. Hits that one hard. Scooped up by Marcus Semien. And Sean Manaea is rolling along. 7th inning stretch coming up from the Coliseum. All good. 5-1-8.
exception of 1 inning. And that was the 5th after his club had scored him 4. He would give up 1, face 5 batters, but he's had it all working. Ground ball double plays, he's got the strikeouts, throwing quality pitches, and as he did last Friday, minimizing the number of pitches per batter. 7 innings pitched tonight. Pitch count still good, so it looks like he's got the 8th. And it just keep rolling along.
And the bullpen is nice and quiet.
It's what you like to see on a night before you're going to come out and play the series finale with a quick turnaround.
So Jesse Chavez has been good, 2 1/3 innings. First pitch to Matt Joyce is a little bit outside. So Ray, I got a little baseball scenario for you. Dallas, I want you to listen up on this. All right, you guys ready?
Ready.
So the Seattle Mariners today played across the bay. They lost to the Giants, got on a plane. They are flying to Minneapolis, and they are going to play the Twins in the Twins home opener tomorrow in Minneapolis, right? It's a 1:10 game. So Dallas, let me ask you a question. If you were pitching tomorrow for either team and it was a 1:10 game, what time would you get up?
If I was pitching tomorrow at a 1:10 game, I am probably up at, probably 7:30.
Okay, 7:30 tomorrow in Minneapolis. It's going to be 11 degrees.
Oh.
Okay. So, just saying.
No.
So,
no.
So it's a 1:10 start, and the temperature is supposed to be 33 degrees at 1 o'clock. Now, it's pretty cold, right?
Probably going to be sunny.
It's cold, right? So what they do in the Midwest, Ray, and you experienced it many times, they have the next day as a scheduled off day. So in case opening day it's rained out or snowed out or too cold to play, you play the next day, right? So maybe the Twins could do that.
They're not.
But the problem is on Friday it's going to be a high of 24 in Minneapolis.
But you know what, okay.
That one's hit pretty well to right. Mazzara's back. Mazzara near the wall, and he leaps. It's off his glove. Matt Joyce is going to go to third. He'll stop there. So Mazzara, he had to leap up a little bit, but he also had a pretty good beat on.
And if it's recorded as it should be, it's going to be another double for Jed Lowry. Good swing, big hit in his last at bat, driving home 2 with 2 outs. And all the great things happening for Jesse Chavez. A leadoff walk and a ball that should have been caught. Mazzara was not. Popped right, really behind his glove, it looks like, as it popped, hit the wall. Actually, it was off his glove, which makes it even worse. Because he looked, he saw how close he's going to be to the wall, jumped up, hit of the glove. And he's got a big glove, too. Let's not forget that, but not able to corral it. So there's a double for Jed Lowry.
Second and third, nobody out. And a nice block by Chirinos.
Well, my question to you, did the pitcher who's pitching tomorrow fly ahead? I don't care what time he's going to get up. But 11 in the morning at 7:30.
Yeah. So it's supposed to be really super cold all weekend in Minneapolis. So we'll see what happens.
Well, let's keep starting the season earlier. 29th this year. Mickey Morbido said 28th next year. And if that's the case, you're going to have some weather. New York, of course. I mean, when we see Elvis Andrus here, and granted, it's a little bit chilly. Elvis has that ear muffs on. That I think that cap is only worn in Oakland. He may just leave it here with Mikey Thalbom. Because I've never seen him wear it any other place except here.
Well, the Twins and the Pirates played today in Pittsburgh, and there were snow flurries going on during the game.
It's incredible.
Yeah.
I'll tell you, the A's teams on the West Coast are blessed. They're fortunate because look at Jesse Chavez. And yeah, we talk about guys not wearing the sleeves. Jesse never has. Matt Olson tonight to get Sean Manaea, the pitcher.
So 3-1. Chris Davis should take a pretty good rip at this one if it's close. And it's not outside. So now the A's have the bases loaded and they can really blow this game open now.
Guy we have talked about in this homestand is Doug Roquel once again is going to go out. The clerk is loosening, but it's going to leave the veteran Jesse Chavez in. But if you start dressing when it's cold, you're defeated. I mean, it's hard when you're seeing guys wearing what, the ski mask, hoodies. I mean, they're wearing all kinds of stuff to stay warm. It's totally different. That's why playing on the West Coast is pretty nice.
Yeah, baseball, tough game to play. Cold weather.
Remember a couple years ago, the A's went back for the Twins home opener, had the off day the next day. It's about 70. Beautiful day.
That's right.
Off day not needed. Got it anyway, but it was a beautiful opener for the Twins. And, you know, when they built a new Target Field, the one thing they did do was heat the seats.
That's right.
Make the seats nice and warm when they're sitting there and it's that temperature.
1-0 to Matt Olson. RBIs all over the place for Olson. He's got 1 RBI this year. That came on the home run. 1-0 pitch. Line drive. Base hit right field. Joyce scores. Lowry stops at third. Davis hustles into second. He beats the throw there, and it's 6-1.
Jesse Chavez starting to elevate the pitches a little bit. That might be it. They're going to wait a little bit. I don't know. The hand is up with Jeff Bannister on this pitch that's elevated, and Matt Olson crushing the ball. You know, it's almost, yeah, Jeff Bannister's going to make a move. He put his hand up maybe to stop play so he could make a pitching move.
So Leclerc is going to come in. The A's still have the bases loaded, a run in, and still nobody out. So when it's time for change, think Speedy Oil Change and Auto Service, your trusted oil change tune-up and smog experts.
Toyota dealer today. Toyota, let's go places. By Southwest, yes to low fares with nothing to hide. That's transparency. By Xfinity, X1 will change the way you experience TV. And by the Chrysler Pacifica Hybrid, America's first hybrid minivan. Test drive one today.
So the A's lead at 6-1, and Matt Chapman says, I like this spot. Bases loaded, nobody out. New pitcher is Jose Leclerc. Chapman is 2 for 3. And a little slider spins in there for a strike. Chapman a single in the second, a single in the fourth, a fly ball to right in the fifth. He has scored twice. Third appearance for Leclerc. Wow, just 1 hit in his first 2 appearances. And Chapman chases that one. Leclerc last year pitched in 47 games for the Rangers. Josmero Petit.
Might maybe a situation for Sean Manaea with this lead. Pitch count really not such that he could not go out for the 8th inning, but maybe to save the bullet for the next start, maybe. That with the A's playing straight through. Actually, this being Wednesday, Sean would get the off day.
So Chapman on 3 pitches strikes out. So he'll be disappointed with that.
And you saw, we know we're going to get out of Leclerc here. Power fastball, also has got the power breaking ball, the cutter action here. This thing just backs up. They were trying to expand out in the zone, and I've said it before and I'll say it again. If a pitcher could harness the backup slider, he'd throw it every pitch.
So here's Pinder. Pinder, a couple of strikeouts, and he was hit by a pitch and scored a run in the 4th. That's the inning the A's scored 4 times. In first strike.
See there again, just unable really to finish this pitch, so hopefully we can get one up in the zone here. Pinder can do some damage.
Popped up. Beltre waits. Beltre's got it, 2 outs.
Yeah, we always talk about the pressure should be on the pitcher with the bases loaded. In this case, bases loaded, nobody out. The question I have, the reliever comes in, they're not his runners. They're inherited runners, which is a big stat. But, I mean, Leclerc has gone through 2 batters. And Dallas, from a pitcher standpoint, what goes through your mind whenever you've got the bases loaded, nobody out, as a starter versus maybe somebody coming out of the bullpen?
Well, as a starter, you're bitter. You understand you have just laid an egg out there, and you're definitely looking for your boys to pick you up. As a reliever entering a messy situation like this, you understand you have got one job. First and foremost, that's to minimize the damage. When you find yourself in an advantageous position as far as outs are concerned, the opportunity to get 2 with 1 pitch. Now you have to maintain control. You have to stay in the zone. Understanding you've got a job to do. Keep it down, let the defense work.
So 1-0 to Maxwell. 2-0 to Maxwell.
See there, Chirino's just sort of indicating to Leclerc you're underneath that changeup. You're working underneath that. And again, we see why that ball starts to sail up and out. He's just not finishing out in front.
Maxwell, RBI double, a walk, strikeout, and a run score. Strike, fastball. At the top of the strike zone.
You know, coming in with the bases loaded, I've always thought that if you get the first 2 outs, then the pressure is now on the pitcher because he's got the pressure to get the 3rd out while the hitter's saying, hey, the guys in front of me didn't do it. I'm not supposed to because there are 2 outs, but that's when you end up making a mistake as a pitcher, throwing a pitch that's very hittable for a guy who really, in the case of Bruce Maxwell, the ball should be in his court.
Plus, it's not easy getting 3 consecutive outs.
Exactly.
You look at your scorecard, how often do you see 3 up, 3 down innings? Not that much.
That's right.
Let alone with the bases loaded. Now the count 3-1, so Maxwell in a good spot.
Jed Lowry came through back in the 4th inning with a big 2-out, 2-run single. After a couple of failures, Bruce Maxwell trying to do the same or at least make something happen in this at-bat.
Strike outside corner. See the dot right on the corner.
Well, it's amazing, east and west for Mr. Blackney tonight, and according to the box, that's a strike.
So full count. Lowry at 3rd, Davis at 2nd, Olsen at 1st. They will take off on the pitch. And here it comes. Big bouncer to Gallo. Gallo will step on first, side retired. So with all that, the A's get 1 run. So they lead it 6-1 as we head to the 8th.
The A's game, section 322, is now the A's Community Fund section. Pick your price and all ticket proceeds benefit the Oakland A's charitable arm, which takes an innovative and dynamic approach to support education, promote youth sports, provide economic opportunity in order to help make Oakland and the East Bay a more equitable and inclusive community. 322, section 322, that's Wednesday's A's game?
Yep.
It's tonight? 0. No, you got a bacon donation. Yeah, donation. How much you gonna pay? It's a secret. I know you're gonna pay nothing because you're sitting right here in the best seat in the house.
Manaea back to work. He's been great for 7 innings as he faces Profar, Rua, and Tochi. 86 pitches for Sean Manaea. He threw 95 in his first start. Simeon has it, fires across, and gets the speedy Profile 1 away.
Well, guys, what this lead is doing and what we saw in Anaheim is we're seeing Sean Manaea start to learn how to get deeper into these ball games. And I think as you start to work through the lineup, you have a cushion with the pitch count. You start to understand the value of early strikes, getting ahead, forcing the action. And again, with the lead, it really helps build the confidence being in the zone early.
Manaea last year, 29 starts, 158 innings.
And not 100% healthy all season. He had some medical issues, got them resolved, and that's why could have an outstanding season this year. Score him some runs, play some solid defense behind him. He could have the type of season that everybody expects. 12 wins last year. Sadly, Jarrell Cotton, who pitched the game, I think last 12 pitches were all change-ups because of a sore elbow, went through the offseason. Unfortunately now, with a successful Tommy John surgery, he's going to be out for a while. He with 9 wins, looking for 10 in his rookie season. Did not happen.
Olsen hustling over. May have a play. He does. 2 away here in the top of the 8th inning.
This was textbook because a lot of foul territory, but Matt Olson does one thing. Watch him sprint to the warning track. He knows how far he can go, covers the ground. You get under the ball, then make the adjustment, which he does perfectly. And big put out, because if you have this amount of foul territory, it's a pitcher's delight. Hitters hate it, pitchers love it. And there's a perfect example of a ball that most parks in the seats. Hitter gets an extra swing.
Oh, 0-1 to Chochi, who has grounded out and struck out. Good pitch. Took a bunch off, dropped it in there nicely. 0-2. He is locked in. 0-2 pitch, got him swinging. Strikeout number 4 for Sean Manaea. He's been terrific through 8. Bottom of the 8th coming up. All A's tonight. They lead at 6-1. 6-1, the A's lead. 6-9-0 for the Athletics. 1-3-1 for the Rangers. Doug Fister was pretty good early, but then things fell apart on him in the 4th inning, and that's when he was knocked out. Manaya's been terrific. Lowry with a big hit, 2-run single. Chapman a couple of hits, couple of runs scored. And Sean Manaea, 8 very, very good innings. No complete games in 55 career starts for Sean Manaea. Leclerc facing Powell here in the bottom of the 8th inning. 2-0.
When we talk about no complete games, 55 starts, and I talked about it last inning about that being a learned behavior, and we have seen on display last half inning Sean Manaea attacking the zone, in the zone with off speed, able to double up and command off speed pitches in the zone, even with that 6-1 lead. That's talking about not setting yourself up for an early ambush, a big inning. So again, just a tremendous job of being economical, efficient within the strike zone as he continued on.
2-1 pitch is foul back.
That fist pump might indicate that he's not going to get a complete game tonight.
Probably not. Smero Petit was thrown out in the bullpen. The bullpen is quiet right now, but Petit is certainly ready. Close pitch, touch outside, so full count to Powell, who is 0 for 3. He did reach on a fielder's choice and scored a run in the 4th. And a leadoff walk. 5 walks by Rangers pitchers tonight.
How about that? I'm going to get out of somebody's jam. Jesse Chavez going to leave those 3 runners on base. Huh? Start this next inning. It's my guy. It's totally different, man. Totally different.
Simeon tonight, 1 for 3, sacrifice fly. First pitch fouled off the end of the bat. Angels beat the Indians today 3-2 in Anaheim. That was a 13-inning game. Zach Cozart with a walk-off home run in the bottom of the 13th. Shohei Ohtani homered again. He was 2 for 5 with that home run. So pretty impressive showing so far for the young man Shohei Ohtani.
Hitting his first at bat, goes down home. First game, 2-run home run. 2-run home run today. Actually had a base hit leading off the 10th. Trying to sacrifice him to second base, but was doubled up with Rivera. Cleveland is yet to open. They started in Seattle, in Anaheim, and now head home.
The Angels with their win, 5-2. We'll see him Friday night.
And Ohtani Sunday.
Is that official?
That's what I've been told. He's a Sunday pitcher. If that's the case, he gets 26 starts.
It's like college baseball, right? You want to be the Friday night starter.
Friday night starter. Case of Tim Hudson, Friday night starter.
Saturday
center field.
Center field, that's right, yeah. Yankees won 7-2 at the stadium. Giancarlo Stanton homered.
No.
Oh, yeah.
Did they boo him?
He struck out 3 times, but he also homered. Aaron Judge homered as well. Judge, that's his first. Sanchez, Judge, Stanton all homered today. So the Yankees now 4-2. The Rays are 1-5. 2-2 pitch is outside. Now it's 3-2. Royals and Tigers were postponed due to very, very cold weather in Detroit. So they'll have a doubleheader a little bit later on this month. 2-2 the count with the speedy Boog Powell at first. Powell has a huge lead. And he goes. Swing and a miss. Throw to second base. Not in time. So Powell gets the A's second steal of the year. Marcus Simeon strikes out.
Well, what just leg kick? High leg kick from Leclerc, and looking back just to see if there's contact, which that is what good base stealers do in a situation where it's not a hit and run, or it's not at least with 2 outs. This being a contact play, you don't want to run into an extra out with a line drive, but Chernos had no chance, and that's one of those. I'm going to take my time. I'll make a nice 4-seam throw, and he's going to be dusting his clothes off before the ball gets there. It's called a no-chance throw, and it's impressive last night with Jonathan Lucroy throwing out 3.
Matt Joyce asks for time. Now, Yusmeiro Petit back up throwing, so it looks like Petit is going to pitch the top of the 9th inning. Matt Joyce is 1 for 3. Double, 2 strikeouts, a walk, and a run scored for Joyce. So he is now 5 for 21 to start the season. Still looking for that first RBI. He's got a couple of doubles.
And there's a good chance his lower half, his foot still giving him a little bit of fits, almost back to 100%.
Strike, 1-1 the count. He's with 9 hits tonight. They have received 5 walks. Costly error by Chirinos in the 4th inning. He's with quite a few base runners tonight. Hard hit ball into the glove of Gallo, and that's going to be a double play. So he flips it to Andrus. Boog Powell gets caught off second base. We're on to the 9th. A's 3 outs away from their 3rd win.
The A's had him on the ropes. Almost got out of it, but Fisher gave up a 2-run, 2-out single to Jed Lowry. And of course, the double off the wall, actually off the glove of Mazzara. So a couple of doubles for the double machine himself, Jed Lowry. Good night for him.
And a good night for Sean Manaea as he's going to watch this 9th inning from the dugout. When it's time for change, think Speedy Oil Change and Auto Service, your trusted oil change, tune-up, and smog expert. So Petit comes in for his 4th appearance. He's off to a good start. Just 3 hits against Sean Manaea and the 1 run. Chu hits one very high to right field, and it's hit well. Pinder's going to watch this one go. Long home run for Chu to make it 6-2.
Well, he got the heater up and did not miss, no doubt about it. We talked about that marine layer earlier this evening, and this right here, this baseball is like a hot knife through butter in that marine layer. There was no doubt about this. Chu does a great job of staying back, extending, gets a pitch up, and drives it deep out of the park to right center.
So first home run of the year for Chu, first RBI for Chu. So here's Joey Gallo. Strike to Gallo, who is 0 for 3. Quiet night for Gallo. 2 strikeouts and a fly ball to center field. Andrus will be next. So 94 pitches for Sean Manaea. 3 hits, 1 run, 1 walk, 4 strikeouts. Gallo skies one toward left center. Boot Powell has it. I think he hits the best pop-ups and fly balls in the league.
You being the farmer, you know those silos, man.
Man.
And out of the silo.
Those are good ones.
Sean Manaea had him at 28 batters, 24 batters typed that he had 4 pitches or less for action. And 3 of those 4 came in the 5th inning, in which he gave up the 1 run. The other one was Ryan Rua, who threw the fastball down the middle of the plate. It was called a ball. But a very, very good night for Sean Manaea, and as a result, he probably could have pitched the 9th inning, but want to keep that streak alive of consecutive non-complete games.
But all in all, for Manaea, 7 2/3 innings in his first start and 8 innings tonight.
It's great. A very, very good night, and really you could follow him. And the A's, after this tonight, if they can hang on and win, they'll try to close out the series tomorrow and finish the homestand to start this season at 500.
Olsen, what a play. Backhand, no look, little Houdini.
Yep.
He'll take it.
And a smile from the calm one, but yeah, opposite field attempt by Elvis Andrus, and there off the line is Matt Olsen with the backhand and able to take it to the bag himself. And really, this club is starting to look like the club that Bob Melvin talked about coming out of spring training and in spring training, a better defensive club. The 2 mats on the corner, and it's just been a good game overall tonight, following a very, very boring game last night. One that just seemed to take forever, which it did not, but it was not that good of a game. A's didn't do anything.
So 2 away, Beltre, the final hope for the Rangers. Petit trying to finish him off. That one bounced to the right side. Olsen has it to Petit, and that's the ball game. And a good ball game tonight all around. Manaea was terrific. The A's get some clutch hits. Wow. And the final score is 6-2. The A's over the Texas Rangers. So the A's have won 2 of the first 3 games in the series. A day game tomorrow to try to win the series and even up this first homestand.
How about 2:23?
That's beautiful, isn't it?
Wow.
2 hours and 23 minutes. That's what happens when you get good pitching and you really only need to go to the bullpen 1 time, which the A's did. So
I think the commissioner's calling.
I hope so. It's nice. So really, I think if you look at it, Ray, 6-2 final, and you watch this game, I think it's I don't think I know. It's the best all-around game the A's have played this season.
Right.
They've only played 7, but everything pretty clean tonight.
You know, Cap, we left the game last night, which I thought was just one of those ho-hum, nothing games that we talked about. Needed better offense, better clutch hitting, better defense, all around. That all happened tonight. So something happened from last night to tonight where the A's were able to play the type of game that everybody thinks and hopes they can play throughout this 2018 season. And I think when you come through with a 2-out hits, as Bruce Maxwell did earlier, and then, of course, a big 2-run single by Jed Lowry, all those good things happen. But the pitching of Sean Manaea, when you can be as efficient as he was pitching in this game for 8 innings, really the Rangers had not much of a chance except for the 1 inning after the A's had scored 4.
And I like what the A's did offensively. They had a lot of base runners. They had a lot of action on the bases, and there was a costly error made by the Rangers in that 4th inning, and the A's took advantage of it.
You have to do
and then
it.
they added a couple more runs after that, and that inning ended up being the pivotal inning for the A's offensively.
Absolutely. Bottom part of the order, the A's took advantage of some opportunities, and they were able to score some runs.
All right, couple of lefties are standing by. Dallas Braden with tonight's winning pitcher, Sean Manaea, the big left-hander who went 8 innings tonight, and he gets his first win of the year, and certainly a well-deserved first win. Dallas, take it away.
Guys, I'm with Sean Manaea tonight's starting winning pitcher. Sean, 7 2/3 last Monday, 5 days ago, right here at home. 8 innings strong tonight. What is it about the efficiency? What have you learned that's getting you deeper into ball games?
Just pitching to contact and not worrying about the strikeouts, not worrying about anything else except getting prepared for the next start, and you know, just dominating, having that dominating mindset, and it's been working out very well.
Now, you and I talked yesterday briefly about some things. 2 words you mentioned: trust and confidence. We talked about arm speed on the changeup, but trust and confidence in the backstops as well. You got Lucroy, you got Maxwell. Talk about working with both of those guys.
They've been incredible, and it's really awesome having Luke right here, mentoring Bruce and watching him grow. And I'm so glad that he's here, and it's just nice having 2 really good catchers behind the plate.
Well, congratulations tonight, Sean. Another outstanding outing from you and the Oakland A's. Lots of defense played behind you tonight. Good job, buddy. Appreciate your time.
Thank you.
That's Sean Manaea, folks, tonight's starting winning pitcher. We talked about it 7 2/3 last time. 8 strong tonight. Another W for the green and gold. Guys, back up to you.
And he said he wasn't worried about the strikeouts. He had 4 tonight, and looked like he was pitching to contact. Remember, we were at the event in spring training, Ray, with Sean Manaea, and he talked about how, and it was sort of, we were kind of joking with him, but he said, you know, I want to be a little tougher out there. I'm a nice guy, but I need to be a little meaner on the mound, which, you know, I don't know if he's going to be able to do that, but I think he is trying to have just a little bit more of a go-get-'em attitude on the mound, and I think it's working so far.
I think it was a very good night for him. Back-to-back starts, very good. Some offense tonight. He didn't get it last Friday night. A's only 1 run. But whenever you can have a starting pitcher be the guest on a post-game show, that means he's pitched well.
He hasn't iced his arm yet. That's a good thing, right?
It stays in the dugout, and he's able to come out and join, in this case, Dallas Braden. But we thank him for doing that. But it was just a great game, and this is what you'd like to see, a very crisp game, 2 hours and 23 minutes. The A's win a ball game, especially turn it around quickly for tomorrow afternoon series finale.
All right, we'll see if the A's can win tomorrow and win the series. Let's hope they do. Day baseball tomorrow. We'll have it right here for you on NBC Sports California. Final score behind Sean Manaea. The A's over the Rangers 6-2. Time now for A's Post Game Live.